So Samsung's Galaxy Tab S6 and Apple's iPad Pro are without a doubt the two best tablets you can get right now. But which one is the better buy? In this video, we're going to be putting these powerhouse tablets head to head and find out which one is right for you. So sit back, subscribe, and let's get started. So starting with price, the base model of the Tab S6, which houses 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigabytes of storage, comes in at $650, and the 11-inch iPad Pro with 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigabytes of storage is currently $800 on Apple.com, but at the time of making this video, it is on Amazon for as low as $675, so be sure to check out those affiliate links in the description for the latest pricing on these devices. We'll also discuss pricing on the accessories for these devices a bit later. But starting with the tablets themselves, both the gray Tab S6 and iPad Pro have similar appearances with rounded corners and are very comfortable to hold. There's definitely something to be said about holding and using such a thin and light yet powerful and premium device. We also have very similar layouts here with engraved branding on the back, camera bumps in the upper corner, quad speaker setups, Type-C ports with lack of headphone jack, and power and volume buttons. I personally prefer the iPad's layout of the buttons, with the power and volume controls being on different sides of the device so you don't mix them up. I found myself accidentally pressing the wrong buttons many times on the Tab S6 due to their placement, in addition to it being a bit more difficult to reach in that tabletop setting. I would have been okay with Samsung copying the iPad's approach here to the power and volume buttons. Now the screens. The 11-inch iPad Pro is obviously larger than the 10.5-inch Tab S6, but we can see here that the size difference is all within the width of the devices, as they are practically the same length. Personally, I am enjoying that wider screen experience on the iPad, but I just prefer larger screens in general on my devices. I know that the iPad Pro offers a larger 12.9-inch model that I could have opted for, but I chose to save $200 by going with the 11-inch, and the iPad begins to lose some of its portability and functionality as a tablet at that size in my opinion. But I think there could be some middle ground here. If Samsung made something like a 12-inch Tab S6, I would be all over that. But overall, the 10.5-inch screen size on the Tab S6 certainly hasn't hindered my experience in any way up to this point. Moving on from size though, both displays are bright, vibrant, and have very enjoyable viewing experiences. The iPad's True Tone reads the environment and provides a natural viewing experience, and on my Tab S6 I have adjusted the screen mode to Vivid, which in my opinion makes the viewing experience much better with colors that pop, opposing to looking more dull in the natural setting. Both of these devices also have great battery life. The Tab S6 and iPad will easily get you through a few days of normal usage or a couple sessions of really heavy usage with more than 10 hours of on-screen time. Charging times are also pretty similar, giving around 25% after 30 minutes of charging, 45 to 50% after 1 hour, and around 2.5 hours to fully charge back up. But for the record, the Tab S6 charged around 10 minutes faster than the iPad Pro, but all in all, very similar charging speeds here. Both cameras are surprisingly good for tablets. On the iPad Pro, we actually have the same camera that is found on the iPhone XR, which is the camera that I have used to film almost all my videos up to this point. And while I'm not sure what to compare the Tab S6 camera to, I can personally say that it is a very good camera, very surprised with its good quality, and chances are good that you won't need these improved cameras on these tablets, but it's nice knowing that they're there. Both the iPad and Tab S6 also have face recognition, and it works very well. Each have a unique benefit in regard to unlocking your device, in that the Tab S6 you're able to jump right into the home screen as soon as your face is recognized, and on the iPad, the touch to wake feature couldn't be easier to quickly get you into your device. Now, while the Tab S6's S Pen and the iPad's Apple Pencil definitely have their differences, I'm personally very happy with both of these pens. Even though the Apple Pencil has significantly better build quality, a sturdier tip, and next to no latency when writing or drawing, I still found the writing experience to be very good on both of these pens. Each of the pens offer some additional functionality aside from simply writing or drawing. The S Pen has a physical button which allows you to quickly change between your writing and an eraser, for example. Another nice feature is you can simply hold down the physical button, and while it's held down, you can erase your writing. Very similar feature, you can double tap the side of the Apple Pencil, and it'll switch over to the eraser, and vice versa. And simply using these for writing and drawing, both very enjoyable experiences. And something to also note is that the Apple Pencil is sold separately from the iPad for $130, and the S Pen is included for free with the tablet. And if you're unsure on whether or not to pick up that Apple Pencil, I would recommend getting it only if you plan to draw or plan to write notes with it at school or something that you absolutely need it for. Both of the pens can easily be stored on the side of the devices, and the Tab S6 also has a magnet on the back that you can place the pen on. And I do find that placement of the pencil to be a nuisance sometimes when holding the iPad with two hands, but similar to the Tab S6 and being able to hold that S Pen in different spots of the device, you can actually hold that Apple Pencil right behind the magnet on the side or right in front of the magnet on the side, and the pencil isn't directly in your way. But I love the Tab S6's design of putting that pen on the back of the device, and this is where I'll begin to talk about the keyboard cases that go with the Tab S6 and the iPad Pro, because the Tab S6's case also has functionality to keep that pen secured, keep it hidden, so that there's no way of losing it at all. The keyboard cases both retail at $180 for both the Tab S6 and iPad Pro, and right now the iPad's keyboard folio is $10 off on Amazon. Again, you can find the latest pricing on these with the affiliate links in the description. Now for me personally, this keyboard is what makes the Tab S6 a great device. With the combination of Samsung DeX and this keyboard case, this literally feels like using a laptop, with the exception of still having mobile apps on the Tab S6. The Tab S6 keyboard case also features a trackpad, which gives you mouse functionality to go along with this amazing keyboard, with scrolling features, gestures, left and right clicking. Everything you would expect out of a mouse is featured with this trackpad. You can also, of course, pair up a Bluetooth mouse and get that same mouse functionality as you would on a laptop or PC. Now for the keyboard itself of the Tab S6 case, I am very impressed with these keys. They have key travel. They feel very enjoyable to type with. Something I really like as well about the Tab S6 keyboard case is that if you're not going to be using the keyboard in a certain scenario, you can easily detach it and just use the tablet itself, and you still have that stand attached to the back that you can adjust to any height or angle that you'd like. Whereas on the iPad Pro, it's all one package. You have to have it on the device no matter what, and you're only limited to 2 viewing angles, which I think is extremely disappointing. Now for the iPad Pro's keyboard. Even though the keys are extremely mushy, have little to no travel at all, the typing experience still isn't that bad, and I do type a lot of my scripts for my videos with the iPad's keyboard, and overall I am pleased with the keyboard and the way it types. It's just definitely different than any other keyboard you'll ever use, so just keep that in mind if you're looking to pick up this case. And I'll now provide a sound bit of a typing experience on the Tab S6 versus the iPad Pro's keyboard. Now, where the iPad Pro has a major advantage over the Tab S6 and Android tablets in general are its Pro app offerings. And the best example of a Pro app I can give in this condensed review is LumaFusion. LumaFusion is a full-fledged video editing app without any compromises that I can use straight from my iPad without any need for a laptop at all. You just simply can't find apps like this on the Tab S6. And if there are certain apps that you absolutely need, then the iPad Pro is going to be your choice. The addition of iPadOS makes this iPad so much better than what it was initially at release, with a file management system and increased functionality of the Type-C port for use of external storage. Instead of paying an additional $500 to $600 for the 1TB model iPad, I opted for a $130 or so 1TB SSD, which can transfer my files to and from my iPad with ease. So to summarize this comparison, if you're looking for the best device as a laptop replacement, the Tab S6 is without a doubt your choice. The combination of the keyboard case and trackpad make this the closest thing to a laptop replacement, with the exception of mobile apps being on the device. A lot of people would argue to just get a laptop considering the cost of the Tab S6, but this same amount of money isn't going to get you a laptop with nearly as good battery life, an AMOLED display, a higher resolution display, better speakers, lighter weight and slimmer form factor, superior cameras, Face ID, and an in-display fingerprint reader. The list goes on. All of this laptop functionality in the form of a tablet makes this the best Android tablet you can buy. The iPad Pro, on the other hand, is hands down the best tablet in the market of tablets, and its value goes up thanks to the new iPadOS and increased functionality of that Type-C port for use of external storage and a file management system. If you need Pro apps for things such as video editing, artwork, school use, or content creation in general, then the iPad is the easy choice here. But what's your choice between the iPad Pro and the Tab S6? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up. And please consider subscribing to the Shane Symonds YouTube channel today. I hope to see you around for the next video. Thanks for watching. Take care.